Morning folks, we're in Dalhousie Castle grounds today. Had plans for a mega turf, but plans often change as life crops in and gets in the way. So I've only got a short while to grab a few local zones. So I'm on the fatty today, the Surly Pugsley fat bike. I'm going to go around some fields, get a few zones, maybe round to New Battle, and then back and get the other chores done. So off we go. The only problem with cycling on harvested fields is the corrugations left by the tractor tyres. They didn't half sugar your teeth, and I've noticed that my headset's got a little bit of judder on it. It certainly shows up that kind of thing. I'll fix that when I get back, it's not bad. So off through the woods now, get some more zones. This is the walking bit where you go and pick up the camera again. It's also one of those days where it's warm in the sun out the wind, but chilly in the wind, so you don't know whether to take the jacket off or not. I'm keeping it on for the time being. Slight change of route today. Farmer's ploughed the field, so we'll take the next field. It still skirts the zone, so we'll get the points. Albeit half points because I've already got the zone. So still cold. Definitely autumnal. I'm keeping my jacket on. Here we are, zone watch the mud. Had to come up the road this time. He's ploughed the field where I normally cross, and the path further across is the field's also ploughed, which makes it difficult after a fresh plough. It's actually ploughed, sowed, harrowed, whatever, finished, crops in. So I don't really want to go cycling across the edge of his field. Zone taken. Down to the river. Rain forecast this afternoon. The clouds changing. It looks like it's coming from the northeast. Oh well, onwards. Just down at the river now. Jacket off, out the wind, nice and warm. I've a lot of books about bushcraft, mostly Ray Mears stuff. I'm quite keen on that kind of thing. But there's some lads have been here, set up a wee bushcraft camp. We've got a little lean-to. Very good, excellent, but prevailing winds from the wrong side, so not quite as good. But it's amazing what bushcraft can teach you. I would never have believed this, but these guys have managed to find Starbucks coffee in the wood. Now, Starbucks mushroom, Starbucks tree, I don't know, but amazing. 2 of them. Quite amazing. I must email Ray Mears and ask if he can include that in his next book. Only kidding. Well, we're down by the river, as you can see behind me. Lovely view of the South Esk. But I'm going to show you Pugsley, a fat bike. Originally designed for racing in the snow in Alaska in the Iditarod 500. A race across Alaska in winter, temperatures down to -20, snow 4 foot deep sometimes. Don't know how they do it, these guys, but hundreds of them do. Hundreds are turned away, but I'm not going to do that. I'll show you Pugsley. There we go. That is Pugsley. Note the ginormous fat tyres, 4 inches wide, 26-inch diameter. Good for snow, good for sand down the coast, good for boggy moorland. If you're ever up in the Tweedsmuir Hills and you want to follow a quad bike track or whatever, they'll just float over the top. Okay, you can't cycle across bogs. I've tried it, it doesn't work. They're good on snow. They won't go through much beyond about 8 inches deep though. You know, it has to be kind of hard pack. So groomed trails like the access roads up to Bowbeat Wind Farm, excellent. Ice, brilliant. Let the pressures down to about 10, great. The other thing, 8-speed Alpine hub. Now, don't get many of them about though. People tend to prefer derailleurs, but a derailleur picks up rubbish. Bits of wire, bits of stick, stuff down the beach, get ripped off. Never have that problem with a derailleur, with an internal hub gear. A little bit heavier, 50 grams, 100 grams heavier than the setup you would normally get, but it doesn't matter. Okay, 8-speed, doesn't seem a lot, but does the job. Why do you need 36 gears? You don't need them. It's a marketing exercise. What else can we show you? Frame bag. Surly frame bag. Great thing, saves you wearing a rucksack, no sweaty backs, everything nice and neat in the bike. It does make it slightly difficult to carry the bike if you're porting it over dikes, stiles, walls, up tall trees, across rivers, you know, across ravines, down canyons, that type of thing that I do. But you get used to it. The other thing is the handlebar. It's a Love Mud Confucius. There's a loop, and in that loop you have a drop bear bag. Really handy handlebar bag. And the loop is great for phone mounts, lights, GPS, cameras. Great. Love it. I love my Pugsley. And the mudguards. I think it was Big O Manufacturing in America, about the only place I could find that manufactured full size fat bike mudguards. I'm not going to tell you how much they cost because Catherine might see this, but they weren't cheap, but they do the job. So there we go. Pugsley. Surly Pugsley fat bike. Not many of them around, now discontinued, probably because the fat bike craze has kind of passed on, but not for me, and not for fellow cyclists like Mutt Cycles. We like our Pugsleys, although he hasn't got one, come and think of it. Anyway, enough about bikes, more turfing, onwards. Of course, sometimes cycling is not cycling, it's pushing. Particularly this path along the river. Trail's a bit narrow, overgrown, bushes in the way, brambles. Ah, well, all part of the fun. Never used to be much of a path here, used to have to go through the field. Not quite sure why it got created. But anyway. Well, another zone, South Esker side. Not sure if that's the right name, but South Esk side maybe? Don't know. Anyway, doesn't matter. Lots of brambles down here. Quite nice, sweet, juicy ones. Tip though, always pick the ones high up, never the ones down low at the ground beside the path, because a dog might have piddled on them, or a fox. Or badger maybe? Don't know. But they're nice, juicy. So, we're heading back towards Dalhousie Castle now. Through the wood. Get a few more zones. And home for lunch. So, cycle past the scene, stop, get off the bike, park the bike, get the camera out the bag, zip up the bag to stop the stuff falling out, walk back, set up the camera, walk back to the bike, think, did I switch the camera on, go back, switch the camera on, walk back to the bike again, get on the bike, cycle back past the camera, stop, get off the bike, walk back to camera, pick up camera, check it's actually recorded something, switch off camera, walk back to bike, stow away camera in frame bag, get back on bike, pedal away. I must be mad. No wonder people don't do this. It's good fun though. This wee steep bit here, I think I've only ever got up it twice in all the years I've been here, but I'm gonna give it a go. I'll set up the camera. Doesn't look steep on the camera unfortunately, but just work out where to put the camera and give it a go. Did it! Couple of dodgy moments of traction though, and the sort of little steps there. Feeling dizzy. Did it! Yes! Tick that on the list. Whew. A wee tip here. The path along the river here towards the castle, there's a steep drop off to the right, so if you're walking along with the bike, always put the bike on the riverside, so if someone goes, it's the bike, not you, because it's a long way down. Camera doesn't do it justice, but it's down, I can assure you, and a splat at the bottom. Now more portage down these silly steps. So here we are at another zone, Witch's House. This is one I suggested. I got the name from when I heard this wee girl with her family saying to her mum, "Can we go to the Witch's House, mummy?" It's just a folly, but it's a good name from it, the Witch's House. If you're a child, that's where the witch lives. So let's go and have a nosy. So there we go, the witch's house. Let's go and look inside. Now round the back there's a little doorway where you can go inside through the little arch, through the arched window. And there we go, inside the witch's house. And that is the chimney. That's where the witches burned the naughty children. And if you look up, you can see the flue. That's where all the smoke from the burned children went. If there's any children watching, I'm only kidding. And another arch door. And there we go. We've survived the trip to the witch's house. That's because the witches were out. Turfing, actually. And that's pretty much us for today. One more zone at the castle, and then head back for lunch. Catch you later.